Edo State PDP appears to be in a fix. The party is waging an explicable war against itself. Chieftains at loggerheads. Why should an opposition party that has now become a ruling party not make sure of its new status to fortify the structure, strengthen its membership, and forge cohesion? Although the chapter reclaimed power last year, it lost its peace afterward. Utterly divided, Edo PDP is finding it difficult to manage its electoral feat. It is enveloped by strife and rancor. What should ordinarily unite the party has turned out to be a divisive factor. The new party symbol is Governor Godwin Obaseki, who a few days ago savored the rally held in his honor for his triumph at the court. The event amounted to a decoy to give an impression of unity, but there is mutual suspicion between him and other PDP leaders. The polarization revolves around the founding members who lacked electoral assets to give the chapter victory and newcomers or defectors who had resources to swing the pendulum of victory. Obaseki became the authentic leader of a party he did not fully understand, neither did the party understand him. The two camps were only united by the determination to wrest power from APC of Comrade Adams Oshomole and Pastor Osaige Ize-Iyamu. PDP chieftains hailed Obaseki's defection, yet he was perceived as a stranger who should give many concessions to old party members who nurtured the platform ironically. The activities of the governor had previously weakened the PDP when he was an APC governor. The governor worked hard to retain control. It would have been impossible without the cooperation of Edo PDP leaders, but he may now need to work harder to restore peace and harmony to the vehicle he rode to power. The thinking is that the chapter has been donated to the governor. In another breath, there is a pervading feeling that certain conditions were momentarily fulfilled before the emergence parley was consummated in desperation. An issue is Obaseki's style. He was prepared for election. He won, despite the hurdles. The governor invested much in electioneering in terms of emotion, energy, and huge financial resources. No state house is for poor and stingy. After winning Edo State, recording a law in state administration, the governor never took off fully after the swearing in for a second term. 6 months after, there is no executive council in place. Its ESCO is at half, made up of the governor, the deputy governor, SSG, and chief of staff. Impatient stalwarts who had endured the pain of being in opposition for 12 years demanded return of their political investment. The gap is being filled by political figures, top civil servants, although the body of permanent secretaries cannot replace the ESCO. This has generated discord. Obaseki's former godfather turned tormentor, Comrade Adams Oshomole, and his main rival at the poll, Pastor Osaige Ize-Iyamu, have congratulated him for defeating them in court. The governor said he only read it on social media. That means they must come physically armed with congratulatory letters to do obeisance to the government house. Obaseki re-echoed his disdain for godfatherism, a factor that played a crucial role in his ascendancy as governor in 2016. He's telling the world that he will not play the role of godfather in 2024 when his second term will expire. Unmindful of the fact that he had already conquered, he has decided to continue the fight. To observers, the governor's reaction to Oshomole's and Ize-Iyamu's post-litigation submission smacked of vendetta. Also, Obaseki had ruled out reconciliation with the pro-Oshomole House of Assembly members who deserted. These lawmakers opted for a choice that had boxed them into a corner. They had suffered a lot in political isolation. In the House, they have become persona non grata, although they were legitimately elected by their constituents. The solution lies with the judiciary, the arbiter Obaseki has maintained. The implication is that both the ruling party and the entire state are divided. The House of Assembly is made up of factions of lawmakers. This also smacked a lack of certain political skills on the part of the chief of executive. Having eaten humble pie, a political solution should have been explored to resolve the House of Assembly crisis to end the mutual bitterness. 2 weeks ago, a section of the party challenged the governor to a duel. They were like ants before the powerful governor. Many chieftains had complained that they were left in the cold after the election due to the delay in setting up the ESCO. They earnestly want political benefit for releasing their platform for an outsider in his period of distress. They never understood the language of pre-election compensation or systematic payoff. They also protested that Obaseki was not carrying them along in the state administration. Why are the party chieftains lacking the skill of constructively engaging their new leader and pour out their feelings to him in an atmosphere of brotherhood? Why are they failing to realize that they need to make some adjustments to the style of the governor, who they did not know much about when they agreed to work with him? Why the mutual bullying in Edo PDP? It appears there is no love lost between the governor and the party chairman, Dr. Tony Azegbemi in particular. Were certain partisan promises not fulfilled by the governor? Is the chairman expecting more that the governor can politically concede? Last month, the aggrieved chairman had reported the governor to the National Working Committee (NWC) led by the national chairman Uche Secondus. But can Secondus tame Obaseki? At the time, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike alleged that some top party leaders had become tax or rent collectors. Azegbemi accused Obaseki of attempting to dissolve the executive committee of the party at the ward, local government, and state levels. It was said that the governor wanted dissolution to permit harmonization and guarantee accommodation for defectors from the APC. The harmonization canvassed by Azegbemi was that the Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu should step down for an old PDP member to take his place. The governor and his deputy kicked, maybe because it was not the part of the pre-election agreement. Last week, the chairmen were shoved aside by the State Working Committee. The suspension was sudden. Only a few discerning PDP stalwarts could see the handwriting on the wall. The allegations against him were weighty. They include gross misconduct, foiling tension, promoting disunity, and bringing the party into disrepute. These infractions are determined based on the perception that judgment of the party leader, who expected total loyalty from party officers. The suspension has further polarized the divided PDP chapter. The publicity secretary Chris Nahikare announced the suspension, saying that a panel made up of some party officers had been set up to probe the allegations. To underscore the polarization and the escalated crisis, the youth leader Ehis Destiny disputed the suspension, saying that it was unwarranted. The governor will surely have an upper hand. No party member can match his awesome power, influence, personal structure in the party, and resources at his disposal. Giving an insight into the reason for the crisis, Destiny said, some powers that be, who believe that PDP in Edo is their private and personal estate, have tried to hijack the administration of the party in the state, even when they know that what they are doing is wrong. Who will now forge unity in the Edo chapter? Maybe the National Reconciliation Committee, led by former Senate President Bukola Saraki. But with the warring gladiators, listen to the panel. Well, there's a common saying that anything that has a beginning definitely will have an end. We know this crisis started not long ago within the PDP chapter. Definitely there's going to be an end to it. Well, guys, let's hear your take down below in the comment section. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. Till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.